I am Cyrus Lum. I am a CTO of a new startup that we're doing. It's called Clever Robot Labs. And before I start, I wanted to give some thanks first, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the support and encouragement from Toshi who he's the director for the Emerging Media Lab at Institute for the Future. Also, I want to thank John Warner and all the organizers for putting this on. I'm so excited to be here, to be able to be a part of this, I guess, the main voyage of this summit. So, speaking of voyages, I think when I think about what we want to do, I think about times when not only myself, but everybody wants to kind of escape sometime. You know, you've got your regular life, but sometimes you want to get away. You know, it could be as regular and simple and normal as taking vacation, or watching a movie. Maybe you get away by just watching a movie. You escape that way, or watching a favorite show, even playing a game. Some people self-medicate, but the fact is that at some point we all just want to get away. Now, the thing is that, what if you didn't have to go somewhere to get away? What if you didn't have to constrain your getting away to this little box or going to a movie theater or some of these other things? What if you could actually repaint and recolor the world around you? Not only be able to do that, but when you repaint and recolor the world, that world still is, you're still in that world. I'm still on the chair. There's still this table. I could lean on it, although now this table might be a stone table. Maybe it's a wood table. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I'm now in a castle. Maybe I'm in a saloon somewhere, wherever you want to be, And then on top of that, imagine that, okay, let's take it a step further. Now we've got virtual characters who are now living in this world. So you're starting to pull away, but you still have, I would say, kind of the safety of spatial awareness, that you don't have to worry about walking into this table falling over where you didn't expect it to be. Same thing with the walls. So imagine too that these characters, because the spatial, there's this understanding that there's still this sync of the spatial, that these virtual characters can find that chair that's in your room, sit down in the chair, maybe go onto the table and maybe eat some food on your table. Maybe even find your bed, sleep in the bed. Actually, that sounds interesting because that sounds more like Goldilocks, right? You come back home, hey, who's been eating my food? Who's been sleeping in my bed? Anyways, let's take a glimpse into what this could look like. I'm going to show a video first. Just walking through a public storage place. I was just around. I thought, oh, it might be fun, interesting. What if I could just here, just an arbitrary space? And what I'm doing is I'm just walking around. I'm not pre-scanning as I walk around. We're going through and starting to repaint the world in this kind of a thing. And then we put in a virtual character. So I'm running around in public storage with almost like a real-life Terminator, chasing me around the hallways. And as I walk around, it's finding me, looking around and stuff like that. So how do we do this? This, like I said, this is actually happening real time. It's not happening as a modal process where you pre-scan and then process that, and then you enjoy the experience. Because we're doing this in real time, we're doing this at that time, we're also not relying on having a static environment. If you choose to start moving around furniture and things like that, it's going to accommodate that and update the visualization. So you can have this moving, dynamic kind of experience. We could do this in any arbitrary space. As I said, it's just doing it in real time. The way we do it is we rely on some kind of spatial data coming in, whether it's through software or through hardware. What I have in my hand right now is a Lenovo Fab 2 Pro. It's the first commercially available Tango phone. And here you have some of the sensors that allow you to get that 3D data. Once we get that 3D data, you get basically a bunch of points, 3D points. The thing is that 3D points alone don't tell you too much in terms of where the furniture is and all that. So you have to classify, and then you label these. And once we have that, then we take that and we can remap that. We can swap out, replace the real objects with these virtual assets. So let me show you one other example, and then we'll get into a live demo. Because, hey, it's what, demo or die? Is that the motto here? I don't want to die. So here I'm just in a motel room, hotel room, upscale. So, yeah. And as I'm looking around, you can see it's swapping out those beds for the beds in this visualization. And it's putting in a turret. It understands that now where the beds are, it sees that as an obstacle and says, okay, great, I'm going to put an enemy on the other side of that so it could duck behind, right? And you can see we're doing a mixture. You could see it's quick, but I'm in that mirror back there too. So you have the ability to figure out how much of the world that you're repainting or how little of it. We also have a mode where we could turn on an occlusion map, or occlusion mat, which will allow elements to occlude and it'll appear as if they're behind things. So you could have more of a traditional look for your mixed reality. This is time for the live demo. So, you know, one of the things that I really admire about Lenovo is that they really took that leap to be the first ones to pull out a commercially available device. I don't work for Lenovo. I'm a developer, but you know, I think that's great. And to me, this is a hero device. But you know, like all heroes, they all have some vulnerability somewhere, some kind of kryptonite. And the kryptonite for this, the way this works is it works off of infrared. You can imagine that there are like infrared beams are being shot out. Each pixel is like a mini radar. And depending upon how it shoots out and comes back, that's how you measure depth. And then that depth gets translated into a depth map and then converted into 3D points and stuff like that. Well, infrared and anything that you shoot out to things, whatever surface you shoot to, that has an effect. Shooting it to reflective surfaces has an effect. The kryptonite that I'm talking about right now is black. And my wall is all black. So, you know, I guess we're going to try to do this. And I know that we've been having an interesting track record with the demos and stuff like that. I would like to get some audience participation. We're going to encourage this demo to work. We're going to help will this. And what I'd like you to do is help me say this. Go, 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 go. Okay, I'm hitting start. Go, 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 go. Look at wall. Hold on. Can we switch? Look at wall. Hold steady. Go, go. Ready? Okay. It looks like it's working. Okay, let's get the floor. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're kind of there. Okay. So what's happening right now? Thank you so much. This is working. You could see as I'm walking around, I'm just kind of mapping things out. Now, at any point, I could start enjoying the experience. I'm just kind of going through and showing what that's like. At this point, you can see it's taken this table here, and now we have a desk, right? The way this works is that our system is modular. Right now it works inside of Unity. We have a bunch of prefabs, these little widgets that you could just throw into a scene. You don't have to wire them up or anything like that. You could put in a classifier for a table, a classifier for a wall, a floor, and then you put in what we call smart scenery. These are virtual assets that the classifiers now replace. They replace this table with something. So that's what's happening here. You know, this is set up to play a game of tag. We'll see what happens here. So I'm going to, you know what? To play a good game of tag, I want to put myself in some kind of obstacle. So there we go. We'll hit ready. OK, great. So you can see the pathing. We're going to go this way. OK, we're going to just keep walking over here. OK, great. You know, I did add a cheat here. He walked right through the table. But that's something that can happen when you're in the virtual world, right? You don't know how they're going to kind of cheat and everything like that. So anyways, that was a quick, fun little thing. We just kind of added that in. It's just a simple A-star pathfinding. But taking that to more of an extreme, if you tie that with AI, because you have all this positioning data, all this spatial data, you can have something that's very intelligent in terms of pathfinding, looking around, and then interacting. So one of the things, tag I met, well, and I got him because I haven't walked away and given him a chance, so we're just going back and forth. I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to try one other. I'm going to test my luck. We're going to go and see if we get, that. So that's not a good sign. Here, let me try that. I'm going to talk while we try to, I'm going to start that up again. Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. That's what happened. One of the things is in the questionnaire that I think everybody got to sign, or maybe it was for the speakers, you had to put something interesting about yourself. And I put down I was a professional gambler before. I used to play craps, and I knew how to throw dice in a way where I could minimize 7 showing up. That was my skill. So there you go. OK, great. We're back online. So let's try this. We're going to try this shooting game, the one that you saw in the video. So I'm going to hit start on this. OK, we're looking at a wall. We're holding steady. We're going to do that. OK, this is a different wall set. I'm looking down. OK, great. So on the other side, OK, I got this guy. I can start shooting him. I can kind of go around. But you can see I'm using the physicality of this to, oh, you're not dead yet? OK, there you go. And then this guy will pop up. So it shows you other examples of what you could do here. So can we switch back to the PowerPoint? And again, the frame rate is different because we're streaming Wi-Fi. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So the advantages here, being able to combine AR, VR, MR, combine them all. The beginning of my talk was about a case for XR, the cross reality. It was brought up before in one or two of the talks. I know people have been talking about where is that combination. I don't think that we're trying to say, or I'm trying to say that we have the answer, but we have an offering that we want to be able to put forward and see how that does. Being able to, the thing about XR, I think, really is about how you share that spatial awareness between the virtual and the real. When you have that common ground. And I think that in itself turns into some new and exciting experiences. So we have the spatial awareness. The thing is that AR is great. You do have that combination of the real world to be a scaffolding for your virtual experience. But the thing is, most AR is not very immersive. It seems to be annotated or things on top. You're still in your real world. If you want to escape, you're still there. To be able to be immersed, that's really where VR feels great, right? You could get into a VR experience and feel like, wow, I am really somewhere else. So to be able to get the best qualities of the two, splice them together, make that unpoisonous tomato, or unpoisonous potato. Maybe that's what we're trying to do. Again, too, at CES, we were there, and they're showing great new technology. You are seeing mobile VR devices that have positional sensing, just like the Lenovo. The problem is that they're not bringing in the spatial awareness, which I personally think is dangerous, because you're not going to see this table. I'm not going to see the edge of this stage. Okay, so being able to have that component, I think, should be part of that future as the technology progresses. And again, being able to be dynamic. I think with the HoloLens is great. I love it. The thing, though, is that it's modal when it comes down to the scanning process. For HoloLens, you need to actually scan first. Once you have that process, then you can enjoy the experience. But the thing is then your whole area, your whole spatial area is locked to that. If anything changes, it won't update the mesh. You have to rescan again. So I think being able to have that dynamic feel, I think, is pretty good. And the other thing, too, subtraction is magical. You notice in some of the demos, there's other things here. And if we were just taking a mesh, we would get all these other things. But because we're using classifiers that you determine whether you want to identify it or not, I could clean out a room. I've done tests where I was in this bedroom. It just had stuff all over the place. And I was able to go through and take a look around and clean that up. The thing is that when we're working with a lot of HoloLens, you have to have cleaner planes. We're playing around with things like fragments and Conker's game and all that stuff. And that requires you to scan, but also if your surfaces are kind of junky and all that stuff, you have to clear that, then I'll let you do that. I think you want to be able to work with these arbitrary spaces. Anyway, subtraction is magical. When you can pull things away, that's great. I used to also be an amateur magician. I guess I still am an amateur magician. I never graduated beyond that. So, and the thing is that what was always amazing, the way I was able to amaze my friends, even though I was an amateur magician, was being able to take things away, being able to have things disappear, being able to have an environment where things are gone. I know that there's diminished reality, and that always looks magical. And here, we're doing some of that, but we're putting it more towards the virtual reality. So, again, use cases, you saw the entertainment, education. I keep imagining that you could have a social science teacher who is interested in being able to show some cultural insights and be able to remap and recolor their classroom into an archaeological dig site in Egypt. And maybe in this corner of the room would be more towards the Nile. When you take a look, when the students take a look, they could see pottery of a different era. They could come over here and do things. One of the big things about having spatial sensors is that you want to be able to have this locomotion, this spatial use in your experiences. I think that's where it really pays off. Retail, it'd be interesting to take IKEA and take their catalog and turn them into these, what we call the smart scenery. Those are the pieces that go in there. And now you just look around your room, it repaints it with all the pieces, and you say, oh, hey, that's interesting. Okay, I like that one. So you tap there, so you get that place contextually. There's also enterprise training. In a way, I was playing around with the idea of like a kind of like whether it's testing out if you want to train for interviewing or do diversity training and things like that. You could be sitting at your desk, at your chair. You could have the virtual person come in, sit down in the chair, and you could go and engage. Some of the social interaction really needs to have that immersion, so you could really kind of do some of that. So there you go. I think I ran pretty long on my talk. So thank you very much. Thank you for your patience and coming out and all that stuff. I'm not the last one. There's another great guy.
Questions? Yeah.
Any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.